Good day, one and all. Kathy here with another episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am making a card based on this past Friday's Craft Roulette Challenge number 275. If you're not familiar with the YouTube channel Craft Roulette, I will have a link in the description box below. Just click where it says more, and that will take you to the episode that I'm talking about. They spin a roulette wheel every Friday night and tell you what project you need to make, what colors and random and elemental things you need to throw on your project. So for today, I need to make a project that includes an ATC, which is an artist trading card. And those are 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. The colors I have to use are a Starry Night. The element has to have down on it somewhere and random white dots. All right, so I am going with the colors of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, which is dark and light blues, yellows and whites. So I have picked a navy blue card to get my dark blue element in there. This is 10 inches by 7 inches. I scored it at the 5-inch line. Fold it, crease it with your bone folder. Now I have 3 pieces of white that are 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. One is going to go on the inside, and I'm going to stamp something on that. And then one is going to go on the outside and be my base layer. And then this I'm going to use for ink blending and die cutting. So I am going with a butterfly theme because I have found this stamp in my set that would be perfect. This is from Practical Publishing. It says, happiness is a butterfly, which when pursued is always just beyond your grasp, but which, if you will sit down quietly, may alight upon you. That's a quote from Nathaniel Hawthorne. So that'll fit the down element perfectly. And so that led me into butterflies. I have some butterfly stamps from Rubbernecker Stamps that I'm going to put on this card. And then I have this metal die. This is my friend Marsha's die. So I'm not sure where she got it from, but it's butterflies. I have already die cut one out in a really thick cardstock. I want to use this as a backing, but I'm going to ink blend paper and then die cut them out. And that way, if I don't like the ink blending, I can use the white on top. Or if I like the ink blending, I will put the heavy cardstock underneath. All right, so let me get started. I'm going to start with the artist trading card. This is a piece of white that is 2.5 by 3.5. And this is where I'm going to put that sentiment of Nathaniel Hawthorne's. And I want it to be down kind of in the middle. So let me get my stamping platform here. A little bit of everything going on today. Now I'm going with the blue element. So I'm going to stamp this quote in blue. And I'm going to use my Memento in Paris Dusk. And this stamp is well used and well loved, so I don't need to condition it. So I'm just going to ink it up and put it down here. Now, I like that, but I think I'll do one more. Just get it a little darker. And then I'm going to put a couple butterflies on this. Put that stamp back in its folder. And I'm going to use a couple of these little ones from Rubbernecker Stamps. I think they'll fit on here nicely. I've got this planned, and I didn't plan much. I think I'll put that there. And maybe this one here. And I'm going to stamp these in black. And I'll just use my regular VersaFine Claire Nocturne. That's good. All right. And this is this card for now. I'll still bling that up and change that up, but I just want those inks to dry, especially the Memento takes a little bit of time to dry. That's a permanent. All right, now I'm going to try some ink blending to see if I can get my butterflies the way I want them. And I'll use my grit mat here. And I'm just going to set this up here just as a guideline. I want to do, like from down here, I want to do dark blues, then lighter blue and lighter blue, and then a darker or yellow, medium yellow, and then a bright yellow. So I'm going to start with my lightest yellow first. I'm going to use GinaK's Lemon Drop. So I'm going to kind of get that in the middle here, if I can. And most of this will be cut away, so I can use this piece of paper on the other side for something else. So I went with that. And now I'm going to do a little bit of butterscotch. And these will smooth out nicely, because GinaK's inks have a smoothing agent in them. So what they look like now is not necessarily how they're going to look when this card is 100% dry. Now I'm going to go in with the brightest, which is the Marigold. All right, now I'm going to get my blue brush. And then I'm going to do the opposite. Well, not the opposite, but I'm going the opposite direction. I'm using Blue Sky. As you can see, this is already starting to smooth out up here. Then Blue Raspberry. You can use any colors you want. I just wanted to go with the Starry Night colors, which are, they're dark blues, and then they have bright blues, and then almost so dark blue that you have black. Then I'm going in with Blue Denim. And that's okay that I mix colors up here, because that's not where my butterfly is going to be. And then the last one is in the navy. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Done with my ink blending. Now I'll just get my cutting platform here. Lift this off. I'm going to move this aside for just a minute. I'll clean that off here when I'm done. Now I want to see where I want my butterfly to go. I'm thinking kind of like down here, so I get a little bit of color variation in my butterflies. All right, let me see how this turns out. All right, here comes the process. See how it came out. This is why I cut it out in a heavier cardstock, because this is such a delicate. Oh, I love that. Oh, that came out so pretty. All right. I was a little hesitant, but you know. All right. So now I'm just going to glue these two together. I love this die. I'll have to ask my friend where she got this particular one from, so I can link it below. Or if any of you know, please do let me know. It's a beautiful butterfly. All right. Some of these little pieces parts are a challenge to line up. I see there's a little piece of white that I didn't get poked out from the bottom layer, so I'll just poke that out now. Clean up this glue. I think I've got a okay, now for the card base itself, I want to put down some washi tape. This is a this came in a set of, I think it's Zodiac washies. I just want to have a narrow strip across the top of white left, and then the same on the bottom. I thought this matched the colors of the Starry Night also. Put this around. And I envision this going on here with the trading card kind of poking here. And I'm going to color these butterflies. I'm going to use my water brush, which is another reason I let it sit for a little bit. I'm going to take the powder blue, or this blue sky, and I'm just going to get a little bit on my brush. I don't want to put a lot on the ink pad. I can just do this and pull it up from here. You don't want to use a lot of water unless you're using watercolor paper. This is just plain old, regular old cardstock. And then the other butterfly I'm going to do in the, the new color of that yellow. Marigold, I think it is. Yes, Marigold. Just to add a little bit of color. And then I'm going to take the Marigold and go across the edge. That is pretty. This is when I tend to get extra inky. I'm just going to, mainly just on the edges, to give a little color. Just add a little something. Okay. All right, I do need to get this ink off my fingers now. My wet wipes are a little dried out, but that will work. All right. Now, that's how this is going to go together. I need to stamp on there, and I need to stamp my sentiment on the butterfly. And I think I want to put it down here. And this is what I haven't decided yet. I have picked out two. I have many thanks. So this could be a thank you card. Or I'm thinking to turn it into a happy birthday card. And I'm thinking I'm going to go with a happy birthday. So I'll get my stamping platform back. Move this aside. And then I'm going to bling up the butterflies. So on this portion, I want the happy birthday. And this is from GinaK's A Bold Summers, or Simon Says stamp. I think this is a Simon Says GinaK thing. But the Bold Summer Blooms. I want that happy birthday to be down here. And this I'm going to stamp in plain black. As I said, that Van Gogh Starry Night does have some blues that are so blue that they're almost black. So black fits in very nicely. I'll do one more. That's perfect. Now I'm just going to take one of those butterflies and stamp on the inside. And I'll do a tiny bit of watercoloring on that butterfly. I'm going to use one of the larger butterflies from the rubber. This is Rubbernecker Stamps Butterflies 1 set. And I'm going to use this large butterfly. Kind of in that corner. And out there. That looks good. Only needs one stamping. Get out my water brush, and I think I'll do this one in a couple colors. I'm going to do that blue and the baby blue. So I'll start with the baby blue. Get my watercolor brush. Start with the baby blue. And it has some yellow on it. Didn't clean that off very well. You know, I like a little bit of that yellow in there because it makes it like a blue-green. Now I'm going to get the darker blue for the rest of the butterfly. Yeah, that'll be on the inside of the card. Just a little something this time to add a little something to the inside. All right, well, let me start putting this together and add in the things that still need added yet. Okay, now this is going to get added to the front. Okay, and I have some, well, I've got some glue where I don't want it. I've got some removable dots. They're clear glue dots that I want to put on the ATC. So once I figure out my butterfly placement, and I get this ATC card over here, because this is going to be lifted up. Because I want my saying to show. So I think I'm going to angle it like that and have it come off the edge of the card, but not off the edge of the card, if that makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to put these down, just a couple of, I'll put 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom, just to kind of hold it down. And these are made by Thermoweb. Okay. Now I'm going to pop up my butterflies using some very thin foam dots. Now I want to leave these ones undotted. So I'm going to put, let's see, I want to put 1 here. one on that little one. And then I'm going to cut this in half. Not the butterfly, the little. Actually, I'm going to try cutting it in thirds. One down there. And that should be good. Yeah. All right. Now to get all these backs off. Then I can bling this up and add in the white dots that this project requires. Again, I want to drape my butterflies. All right, I am going to add in some white polka dots using my white gel pen on some of these smaller butterflies, just to make them and then I'm just going to put on the larger ones, I'm going to go down the middle to make it look like they're stamen. And then little dots on their feelers. Apologize, butterfly. I don't know what your body part names are. That one I'm not going to put the dots on. I am going to bling this up with some twinkle. Not Winkle Stickles. I'll get my stickle brush. And this large butterfly is gonna, I'm not gonna blend this one in. I'm just going along the lines that's on the butterfly die, because this one's so large. And then down the center of the body. And then I'm going to use the stickles on the smaller one, or the stickle brush on the smaller ones. Just to blend out. And the reason I chose Twinkle is it has a blue sheen and shimmer to it when it's on darker. So that makes it more like the Starry Nights colorway. I'll have to see if I can get one of those small removable Zots to put behind these butterflies. Those are a little too loose for my liking. Of course, I could just glue it down, but the idea behind an ATC or an artist trading card is people collect them. Now I'm going to put a little bit of this on these butterflies too, because I think they could use it. Oh yeah. That added to something it was missing. Of course, bling always does that. Okay, that is my card for today. Let me go over the parameters to make sure that I have covered them all. It has to include an ATC. Check, we've got the ATC card right there. Colors of the Starry Night, and I used Van Gogh's Starry Night, which is the darks and light blues and blacks and yellows and whites. Element down, I have If You Will Sit Down Quietly on my stamped sentiment. Random white dots. There are white dots in the washi tape itself, and then I did some white dots on the butterflies. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and please do check out Craft Roulette. You will absolutely love it. You will end up making cards you never would have made without this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.